I don't want to go on a rant here. What the hell does rant mean?
Welcome, everyone. Merry Christmas Eve. We are recording this on December 24th. So it's Christmas Eve. I'll put it up Christmas Eve. So this is our Christmas Eve episode, right?
So I'm
really excited because I love when stuff happens like 10 minutes before we're supposed to record. So like we have to get into our unusual death follow-up. But is your test results ready?
My test results are ready. So for those of you listening and or watching, for gathering, I'm waiting for my AIDS test. No, I'm just kidding. It's a Stephen Lynch song, waiting for my AIDS test. But no, for gathering for Christmas, we all decided to take COVID at home.
You and
COVID
your family,
tests.
not us.
Well, mine and Kate's family.
Yeah,
because I'm spending Christmas with.
You guys
Kate's
are all
family.
getting together.
Yeah.
Your parents and her parents?
Oh no! My parents are going to my brothers and sister-in-laws, and I'm not about that. So I'm spending Christmas with Kate and her family. So took a COVID at-home test about 15 minutes ago, and the results have come in. So we're going to see here. Took it out of the test tube, and what do we see?
Is it one from Amazon?
No, I got it from CVS. Place the test strip on the test strip outline below and compare with test result examples shown.
Yeah, because I bought 2 on Amazon just to have this, just in case. And I was reading the instructions, and it was like you got to do stuff with like.
I don't know if you can see this. You see that solid blue line? I'm pregnant.
Oh, the one in because I see the arrows. And this is going to be a very visual episode. So if you're only listening, I suggest checking out youtube.com/AwesomeLorenzo.
See that
Bros
solid blue line? That means I am negative
video.
for COVID. No COVID for Chris right now.
So what's positive?
Positive would be if I had a blue and pink line.
Interesting.
There was no pink line, which means good. I am not COVID positive. I don't have AIDS, and I'm not pregnant.
You're a negative. So how about I give you a little? We should start doing this. Maybe give like a little rundown of what we're gonna do
for
the episode. So what we've got so far is we'll give our usual unusual death follow up. Ramey's got the continuation of the generator saga. I have a hilarious
from last week
story with it. Again, it's going to be visual. I have something to show, so check out the video version of this. And then just a bunch of random stuff in the news. We're going to play Box Office Gross. I watched Die Hard before we started today, so I'm going to do that. I added a sports question for you that I saw on Twitter. I didn't tag you specifically so I could ask you on the podcast. Ooh. And then a little bit of wrestling. Ramey wrote down some guy, and I did not look it up. So I'm excited for that.
Which is going to be a teaser because it's going to be a little partial thing that's going to continue on next week when I do more research on it.
Oh, I don't like that at all. I gotta wait.
I don't like that. To wait.
And then I was doing some research today. I saw a nice story about Christmas from Arnold Schwarzenegger. So we'll sort of we'll get into that. And you can remind me because I of course forgot what our unusual death was last week. So you can remind us and then give us the follow up.
So our unusual death last week happened 1951. Mary Reeser in St. Petersburg, Florida. The police just found her basically totally cremated.
Right.
People thought maybe spontaneously combustion. So upon further research, July 2nd, 1951, her landlady, Pansy Carpenter. Pansy.
Oh, yikes.
Ooh, what kind of name is Pansy? But if anybody's listening, their name's actually Pansy. Send us like a DM, Instagram message, something, because I'm really curious why.
Send us a picture of your ID and your social security number. Thank you.
Exactly. She arrived at Reeser's apartment with a telegram. This is back in the days when telegrams.
This was the 50s, right?
Yeah, mind you. Yep, 1951. Trying to open the door, she felt that the metal doorknob was uncomfortably warm to the touch, so she called police.
So why didn't the guys from Home Alone do that? I saw the clip from Family Guy where it was Home Alone with competent robbers, and he's like, "Yeah, the doorknob was hot, so I just didn't touch it."
And then they shot the kid.
Yeah, exactly.
So when the police came, her remains, which were largely ashes, were found among the remains of a chair in which she had been sitting. Only part of her left foot, which was wearing a slipper, and her backbone remained, along with her skull. Plastic household objects at a distance from the chair of the fire were softened and lost their shapes. Her skull had survived and was found among the ashes, but was shrunken reportedly to the size of a teacup.
What? I thought the bones didn't do that. When you cremate somebody, it's just like the bones are what the ashes are.
The extent of this shrinkage was enough to be remarked on by official investigators and was not an illusion caused by the removal of all facial features. The shrinking of the skull is not a regular feature of alleged cases of spontaneous human combustion.
That's insane.
5 days later, On July 7th, the St. Petersburg police chief sent a box of evidence from the scene to FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover.
Ooh,
so now we're
J.
getting the
Edgar.
FBI involved.
J.
He
Edgar
included
Hoover.
glass fragments found in the ashes, 6 small objects they thought were teeth, a section of the carpet, and their surviving shoe.
Nice.
They said their surviving slipper.
Surviving shoe.
So her daughter-in-law said that the cigarette dropped to her lap. Get ready for this. Her fat was the fuel that kept her burning.
Stop.
The floor was cement and the chair was by itself. There was nothing around her to burn. The police chief included a note to J. Edgar Hoover saying, "We request any information or theories that could explain how a human body could be so destroyed and the fire confined to such a small area and so little damage done to the structure of the building and the furniture in the room, not even scorched or damaged by smoke."
How could a cigarette light you on fire? What did she cover herself with? Fucking gasoline?
This is good. I never knew this was actually a thing. So the FBI eventually determined that Ms. Reeser had been incinerated by the Wick effect, not John Wick. I knew you were going to go there.
John murdered her in the 50s.
As she was a known user of sleeping pills, they theorized that she fell asleep while smoking and set fire to her night clothes. Okay. Once the body starts to burn, the FBI wrote in its report, there's enough fat and other inflammable substances to permit varying amounts of destruction to take place.
Oh, so when they say fat, it was just like she's not like 800 pounds or something. I thought because she was
it's
fat,
just
normal,
any fat on your body.
Right.
So sometimes this destruction by burning will proceed to a degree which results in almost complete combustion of the body. That's crazy. I looked into what the hell the Wick effect was. So the Wick effect is the partial or total destruction of a human body by fire when the clothing of the victim soaks up melted human fat and acts like the wick of a candle. So the Wick effect is a phenomenon that is found to occur under certain conditions, and it's one of the commonly offered explanations for the alleged phenomenon of spontaneous human combustion.
So it happened like she was burning and then that effect took place?
Yes.
Okay.
So because she was on a concrete or cement floor, nothing else was around. It was just her in the chair. There was nowhere else for the fire to go.
How old was she again?
I think she was 67.
I guess you're that old. You just sort of fall asleep doing whatever.
And kind of, I found a picture of her. She wasn't fat. She was probably, a little bit overweight, but just the fact that there was nowhere else for the fire to burn, it just started burning within herself, basically, and melted her down.
Is it on your phone that you can show us? Because I'm interested to see what she looks like. This is going to be our YouTube video where you have to go watch. Like we appreciate that, listeners, but you might want to watch this one on YouTube. That's kind of what I was expecting, a 50s grandmother. Yeah.
So, she's not incredibly fat by any means.
No, not at all.
She's not over, she's a little bit on the chunky side. But yeah, that's the unusual death follow. So it wasn't spontaneous human combustion, but learned about the Wick effect, which I never knew existed.
I gotta say, we've kind of hit the fucking home runs every time we've done an unusual death.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the one where it's just like a guy who fell and you have no info.
Well, it was kind of like the one from a few weeks ago, the idiot that at the Grand Canyon.
But you were able to find a little bit. Like
true.
That will also,
and just so everybody knows, when he's asked, I'm just randomly coming up with years. Like, we're not discussing this ahead of time. This is actually
no, I haven't looked at this list. Yeah, it's just a list, and it's all random. That's what makes this podcast so incredibly amazing. Is we don't know what we're doing. We gave you a rundown, but who knows what's going on. So, do you want to head into your ridiculous saga of the generator?
So where we last left off last week, they were supposed to send a technician out the following day to repair the generator between like 7 a.m. and noon, or 8 a.m. and noon, or 8 a.m. and 2, whatever it was. About 2 or so hours after we finished reporting, my dad sends me a text and be like, check your email. I'm like, the fuck does this mean? Check my email. Because he was the one that originally had opened up a ticket online for the generator.
All right.
Email, pull it up. It says from that company, it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to fix it. Just call Amazon and return it.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So you're not coming anymore. Okay, that's fantastic. Thanks for the heads up, guys.
I wonder what diagnostics they did on their end.
Yeah, apparently none, because they figured you would have to fucking look at the thing. So the next morning, now we're on Saturday, which is the 18th. I call Amazon. I'm on hold for like 20 minutes calling Amazon tech support. Somebody named Natalie answers the phone. How can I help you? I'm going through the whole thing, giving my case number. They said just, need to process a return and have you guys send a new one out because it's within 30 days. She's like, okay, let me pull up. Let's see if we can help you. She was like, doesn't seem to be any of this model in stock. If you want to pay an extra $247, we can give you the next model up. I'm like, no, you're going to give me the model that I purchased on Black Friday, which was a fucking steal of a deal. So now I'm like getting aggravated. So I have like my phone on speaker. I'm pulling up Amazon on my phone, go through my order, click on the generator. I'm like, no, it says it's in stock. So nice try, Natalie. I want the generator that I purchased. So she's like, oh, maybe let me do a little bit more research. Maybe it is in stock. Yeah, I know it is, you dumb little mother. So 2 minutes later, she's like, oh, you're right. It is in stock. We can process a return to have a new generator delivered to you. Okay,
she's from Amazon.
Yeah, she works for Amazon. This is
and you bought it on Amazon from Amazon or from whatever they're
on Amazon from Amazon, but it's a type of.
So that's weird that she would give a shit to try to upsell you.
Yeah, which is just weird.
Or she's just stupid and didn't notice. One of the
also
two.
Possible.
Both annoying.
So now she's like, okay, we can have the new generator delivered on December 29th between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Great. You'll have to how did she word it? You'll have to dispose of the original generator that you have. Excuse me? What do you mean dispose of? I'm returning it. You guys need to pick it up. Oh, because it's a hazardous material, there's no carriers that will come to your home and pick it up. So you have to dispose of it yourself.
But if they deliver it, so.
Exactly. It's a 295-pound generator, Natalie. The fuck do you want me to do with it? Pick it up myself, throw it in my car,
bring it to the dump.
Don't own a truck. So I'm throwing a hissy fit, being like, you guys sent me a fucking 295-pound paperweight. You need to fucking come here, get somebody to pick this up and get it out of my house because I'm not keeping it. She's like, oh, well, let me see what we can do. Let me put you on hold. So I'm like, great. So I'm on hold waiting for her to come back, texting my dad, being like, okay, the new one's coming in a week and a half. They will not pick up this one. They said, get rid of it yourself. So my dad was like, you fucking moron, tell him you will get rid of it yourself. I'm like, what the hell do you mean? He's like, it's an easy goddamn thing to probably fucking fix it. We're going to fix it and sell the thing. I'm like, son of a bitch. Wow. So when Natalie comes back, she's like, wait, I think I found a carrier.
He said it was easy to fix, but you guys couldn't fix it?
Well, we'd get somebody to fix it.
Oh, all right.
So then Natalie comes back, she's like, I think I found a carrier that could be. I'm like, no, I found a way to dispose of it myself. Don't worry about it. Just cancel it.
That's
cancel
smart.
it, Natalie.
Yeah.
Gonna get rid of it myself. We'll take the new generator. I'll dispose of this. We're cool, right, Natalie? We're cool. Yeah, I'll process this right now. Your new generator will come on Wednesday, the 29th between 9 a.m. and noon. And we'll put in that you're disposing of the old generator yourself. So first of all, the saga will continue to a part 3 because when the new generator comes in 5 days,
I hope
gonna need to make sure that motherfucker works.
I hope it's broken so bad.
So I have now a 295-pound generator filled with gas and oil in my garage. It currently doesn't work. That we're going to have to siphon the gas and oil out of into the new one.
Yeah.
But my dad's already apparently found a guy in the newspaper. This is going to
wow. So not even a friend.
Because it's an electrical thing that he thinks we can get the electrical fixed. And then it's a fucking $1,300 generator. Brand new, never been used.
Smart.
So the saga will continue. So this was almost it's like a Christmas miracle. It's almost a happy ending to the generator saga. We're going to find out in the next, few days when the new one comes.
This is a trilogy. This is a trilogy.
It really is. The saga continues.
Oh, that's funny.
So I went from being really angry, like I'm going to have to get rid of the 295 generator myself. I'm like, I'm going to have to rent a U-Haul to figure out how to dispose of hazardous material. So my dad being like, you're a moron if they're just saying get rid of it because Amazon doesn't care about the money from it.
Yeah, of course they don't.
So I got one over on Jeff Bezos.
Fucking guy. Well, I actually kind of hope the second one breaks.
If it does, I'm going to probably have a coronary because honestly, when I was pacing around my house on hold through this whole thing, when she's like, oh, we don't have that brand anymore. We don't have that model. My heart rate, I wear a Fitbit and it tells me like when my heart rate's in different zones. I was actually getting credit as if I was working out because my heart rate was so high because I was getting so aggravated.
That's how you cheat the system. Just call customer service for anything. You
get extremely angry. It's like I went for a jog.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So it's delivered when? The 28th?
29th. So next Wednesday.
Today's our we don't really have a schedule, so most likely we'll be recording afterwards. Just specifically to hear the end of this story, because I'm sure everyone's out there like, oh, I gotta sit for a part 3. I can't wait.
But I wish I had all the answers for you guys now.
Yeah.
Trust me, I wish I had that new generator, knew if it worked or not.
No, you don't. You like doing these teasers with this fucking Randy Woodfield dude,
That
or
shit
whatever
keeps
the hell it
listeners
is.
coming back.
Son of a bitch. So all right, I have a great story. Let me.
Well, that upcoming teaser is because I need to do more research on it, but I saw it, thought it was interesting. Think it'd be good to bring it up and then go further into it.
All right, so I bought something off of Facebook
Recently.
Yes, and it was one of those
like Facebook Marketplace.
It was like just a random ad that took you to like some website, and it looked like it was a scam.
But I was a Swedish penis enlarger.
I wish it was. It's not mine. So
I was like, who don't understand, that's an Austin Powers reference.
These things look cool. They're like Halloween stuff. And I was like, they're on sale for like half off because the company's going out of business. So I was like, all right, I can buy these. And if it's
Halloween stuff you bought recently,
it was gonna be actually, I don't know when I bought it because I was gonna give it to Alex one of these for a Christmas gift because it's Halloween themed, but it's not. It's movies. It's horror movies. And I was like, well, if it's a scam, I could just tell PayPal it was a scam and fuck you. So this is the ad for stuff like this. Again, go to YouTube. So they're like shadow
looks like
boxes.
The Saw mask, and then it looks like
the
Jason
Saw mask. There's Jason. There's Scream.
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy's glove. So I was like, holy shit, these things look awesome. And it was like half off. So it was like buy one, get one or whatever. So it was basically buy two for the price of one. So there was $100 for two of them. So I was like, sweet. All right, I'll give this a shot. Screamed scam from the beginning. So I was like, fuck. But I messaged them, give me tracking. Turns out it's from overseas. So they sent me some websites. So I was like, listen, give me the tracking.
I think you just adopted like a Taiwanese baby.
He was like, give me the tracking or I'm canceling. So they don't respond. I just create a claim. I get my money back. So I'm like, whatever. I get a notification that they shipped it anyway. So I'm like, I'm getting these two things for free. Hell yeah, let's do this. So they came, I think, the other day.
What country were they coming from? Do you know from the tracking?
I think it was Japanese. It was Japan or China. No, because I think it was in Japanese.
Oh.
But I don't know the difference between Japanese or Chinese. It was either one of them.
Could have been Korean for all you know.
Yeah, for all you racists out there, you just say it's the same thing, right? So I get them.
You just joined the North Korean army, don't even realize it.
I bought Alex the Scream one. So you saw how it says Scream at the bottom. It says
have you given it to him already, or is this going to be a spoiler alert?
Oh, these are being thrown in the garbage.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
So this is what the Scream one looked like. This isn't even the best one. So it's got like a picture frame.
And it's a nice picture frame.
Like you can tell the quality is like, it looks kind of like the picture, but you can tell the mask quality is not there and there's no Scream.
How much was this when you paid for it? I know you got it for free now.
They were like $50 each on sale from like 100. So
they went to like Spencer's, got that for $2.99.
I don't even like. I'm gonna open this right now to see because it looks like the mask is just plastic. It's not even like the actual like.
Be careful! You're gonna open that up and like a white powder is gonna come out.
Yeah, that's probably true. So like you can tell that's just.
Yeah, that's pretty.
When I saw it was $100 normally, I thought it would be like at least good quality, but this is like just here's the reference again. You need to all go to our YouTube or my YouTube and look at this. This is what I'm expecting because at least the Scream one, same mask, right?
It's going to be a goddamn hockey mask, isn't it? Just like a regular hockey mask. That's what's going to happen.
And forget that it came broken. The glass is broken, but this is I even if I paid for this, I could do nothing but laugh. Like this is what I got. What is this? Not even close. I couldn't help but just laugh. Thankfully, it was free. But like, really?
That's terrible.
And I go back to the old ad to see because there were a bunch of obviously fake profiles who were like, "It's great quality. I bought 100 of them." And I was
bought 100 of them.
Like it came broken. Obviously, it got shipped from Japan or China. So like, but that's it.
You can't do anything with it.
Like at least the Scream one was semi quality, but like look at this compared to the actual Jason mask. I mean, what the hell? And this one was supposed to be for myself.
Like, that looks like it would fit a child's head.
It's unbelievable. like I was blown away at how like that's exactly what you think when you buy something off like a Wish website or whatever.
You know, if you had gotten the Freddy Krueger gloves, it would have been. They make gardening gloves that are just like that. They have like little claws at the end of dig. That's what you would have gotten.
Oh, I can't even imagine what I would have gotten with the Saw one. Like, oh my god! Like I was super excited.
Probably the
like,
same mask.
I'm gonna get these for free, and it'll at least be like somewhat of quality. And that's not even remotely close to the picture. I don't know how these websites are like legal to do this. I don't know how you can offer that and just not get anything. So thankfully, and they said they were going out of business, whether it's even a real company or not. Maybe
they were never in business,
and they probably just saw the sale and it got canceled. And they were like, "We're getting rid of this shit anyway," or they didn't pay attention because they didn't ship it until after I already got my refund. So it was very weird.
They're stupid, first of all.
Straight in the trash. It would have been if I gotten the ones that were in the picture. It's fucking cool. If you like horror movies, it was just I can't even. Yeah.
So now, because we're very into visuals, before you go into your next topic, the Bart Simpson book, I have to show you my Christmas sweater. I'm wearing a Christmas sweater on Christmas Eve because obviously it's our Christmas spectacular.
You can only see I think it's above your nipples because your camera's always too high. Oh, it's a kitty cat.
It's a cat's Christmas sweater. That's what I'm rocking today.
Yeah, I'm not a big sweater guy. It looks good on other people. I don't own a single sweater.
I used to be really, really into wearing turtlenecks. When I first started dating Kate, I loved wearing turtlenecks.
Doesn't it feel like you're being strangled by a really weak guy all day?
No, but I
Shout
used
out
to do
Mitch
it
Hedberg.
I'm very much
gay.
A little self-conscious about my chin. So wearing the turtleneck would cover that area. I'm self-conscious about it. What do you want from me?
What about your chin? I've never noticed anything bad about your chin.
I don't like how my chin looks.
It does just grow a beard.
I try.
That's true. You can't.
It doesn't connect. It always pisses me off.
Self-conscious about your chin. That is a new one. I don't even you can't. It doesn't look like your double chin like I have.
Oh yeah, I always feel like I have a double chin, so that's why I always try to cover that up
with a turtleneck. Not a turtle chin.
I used to always wear turtlenecks.
What did you wear turtlenecks like this?
No, I wore up to here, so you couldn't really see like the double chin or anything like that. But
I don't think I've ever seen you in a turtleneck.
I stopped wearing because Kate was like, "They're hideous. Stop wearing them, you piece of crap." This was like 10 years ago, so I kept
but I don't remember them in college though. Did you wear turtlenecks?
Well, I used to rock the turtleneck with the
under the probably under
double tool. It was
under
double
the leather
tool.
jacket, yeah. Okay.
But when Kate and I were getting ready to move, because we obviously went from one Remy family compound to the new one in New York, all of those turtlenecks we still had in her walk-in closet in the house. She's like, "You gonna take these?" I'm like, "No, I guess we can donate them." So I finally, after 10 years of not wearing them, I finally donated my collection of like 37 turtlenecks. I had turtlenecks in every color.
So bad.
It was
too much.
Yeah, it was.
How could you possibly even wear that many turtlenecks? Just get like 3 or 4 and rotate.
I had like one for every day of the month.
It's insane. So we talked about this book last week, right? So I'm not gonna read you the whole book.
You were gonna get it. It might have been last week or the week before.
I found it. So it's from 1993. I don't know who got me this because I don't remember watching The Simpsons until like maybe high school. But this is the Bart Simpson's Guide to Life. And in the beginning of it, if you can read that, I wrote my name in it.
Oh, this book belongs to Matt Lorenzo.
And it gives you I don't think this book would ever be made today because one of the first pages is about school and it's called Forgery. And it's Bart Simpson giving you fake notes to get out of stuff.
Well, actually, that would be made today because it's how people did the fake vaccine cards.
That's true. It never fail. The never fail sick excuse. Please excuse your name here for missing school the past 2 days. She was suffering from amnesia and forgot to go to school. She is better now. Thank you. Please never mention this to anyone. It may trigger a relapse. Sincerely, your parents' signature. And it's just a bunch of random shit. It's got chapters: school, food, health and fitness, work and money, after hours, parents, art and culture, science, language, communication, animals, sex. Okay, we're going into that. Psychology, law and order.
Ooh.
Dun dun. Xmas. Nice.
Actually, what year is this from? So it's regular Law and Order, not Law and Order SVU.
1993.
Oh yeah, Law and Order.
Strange facts, religion, conclusion, and the index. So let's go to sex, page 113. Maybe Bart Simpson can finally get me to see a woman naked. Sex. Oh, it's him naked.
Wow, that looks like child pornography.
Pedophilia.
I've ever seen anything.
Grade school romance. Cherished memories. 8 most disgusting love songs of all time. You want to hear this
I hope
list?
these are real songs. Are they real songs?
No.
Oh,
My ears get sweaty. Parentheses. When you pass my way by Frenchie McPhee. Are these Simpsons jokes? Like, because you might know.
I don't know
These
that
are
one.
from episodes. Number 2. I'd eat a barrel of liver and onions for your love by Ding and the Dongs. All right, that's pretty funny. Poopsie
Dingo and the
poopsie
Baby,
poopsie.
Family Guy.
Aw. Guy Tremble and his Polka Rangers. Interesting. Sounds like Weird Al. Slice my heart into 100 pieces and serve it up with secret sauce from Lurleen Lumpkin. Okay, that I know.
Oh, I know Lurleen Lumpkin.
Yes. Okay, that's an actual character. Love Me or Weave Me by Ooh La La Bink. No idea. Try Me On for Thighs, Kareem and Jenny. I Think You Need a Massage from Bucketful O Funk. And If You Ever Leave Me, I Will Hunt You Down and Kill You by Rash. Are these even characters from The Simpsons? Like, I have no idea.
The only one I know is Lurleen Lumpkin.
Yeah.
Which do you know who voiced Lurleen Lumpkin?
I feel like I do because I've seen those episodes before, but I'm never going to remember off the top of my head.
The mom from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Beverly D'Angelo.
She did?
Yeah,
She
was the voice of Lurleen Lumpkin.
Wasn't Lurleen in love with Homer?
Yes, she was a country singer.
Let's go to the Xmas.
And one of her songs was, oh my God, what was one of her songs? Bag Me a Homer. That was one of the songs. She finally bagged her a Homer.
139. I wish Family Guy would do this. Give me Stewie's guide to whatever the fuck. 143. So the ultimate Christmas Eve trap. So again, visual.
How are we catching Santa? What are we doing, guys?
I think it's Homer as Santa. So it's like Mousetrap. And then there's like little games. And I remember there's like, they give you clues on different pages to find like a secret message. I forget what page it's on. I have to find it.
So I know you said you got this. I mean, this
I don't
book was
know
from
who gave it to
1993.
me.
When did you?
I
get
have
it?
no idea. I have no memory of this.
Were
Probably
you like
middle
9?
school.
Were you 19?
Probably middle school.
Did you get it last year? Were you 34?
I wish. I bought it on eBay. Where is this?
Bought it on Facebook.
There's
Came from Guadalajara.
oh, here it is. So this is like the secret that I don't remember what it says because you have to hold this up into a mirror because it's upside down and in a mirror. So upside down and backwards. So it was like a secret
Interesting.
message. So it's like this was the only book you could get me to read when I was a kid. So it was at least entertaining enough. But I wish they would do more stuff like that. I'd read a book by Stewie or Brian. But make the real Wish It Want It Do It. I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
I'm surprised they haven't done that kind of stuff.
And like have Seth Rogen. Wow. Seth MacFarlane autograph it or something.
Well, maybe have Seth Rogen do it and just go really outside the box.
Well, those are, I think, all the visuals we have. So hopefully you're on our YouTube. Give it a like, subscribe, all that junk. So I'm going to let you take over with the Nazi teacher because you told me about this.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't heard, this came out earlier this week, I think it was. There was a librarian. Her name is Kimberly Jerkowski.
It was a librarian. I thought it was a teacher.
It was a librarian, which they were in library class, which I didn't even know this was a class that you have in elementary school.
Wait, is this the same story or are there two stories?
This is the same story.
Because I thought it was a teacher, and last time I was looking it up, it was unnamed.
So now more has come out. So her name is Kimberly Jerkowski. She's 61. When I actually looked her up, she is African American, and she's definitely an anti-Semite psychopath. So
I was expecting a young, stupid white chick.
No, 100%. That's what I thought as well. I was expecting. Yep.
I'm surprised.
Wearing a MAGA hat or something. But so it was in Watkins Elementary School.
Elementary school.
A staff member allegedly told students, and this staff member was the librarian Kimberly Jerkowski, to reenact gruesome events from the Holocaust.
To third graders.
Including being gassed and committing suicide, having them dig their classmates' graves and simulate shooting the victims.
What drives you to do that?
The staff member involved in executing what DC public schools called an unapproved lesson plan.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You think?
Did she get fired yet?
No, she was placed on leave pending an investigation.
Ridiculous.
She allegedly assigned specific roles to students. She cast one student as Adolf Hitler. That student was Jewish.
I wonder if she knew that she had to.
I wonder how many other students were Jewish, but she cast the Jewish student as Adolf Hitler.
How do you do this and not think you're going to get like absolutely reamed out over it? Like,
at the end,
baffled.
The child that she casted as Adolf Hitler, she told him to pretend to die by suicide, just like Hitler.
Yeah, that's not a great phrase. Just like Hitler.
Like, and they were in library class to work on a project
The
that they
fuck's
were
library
supposed to.
class?
First of all, yeah, I never had library class. We had to go to the library.
Gone to the
for
library.
things.
Library
class, because they were supposed to work on a project before winter break to present to the
This is third grade, by the way. I don't think I did anything like this in third grade. I mean, like the presentations. What?
Yeah, but instead of working on their class project, the librarian, the instructor, psychopath anti-Semite, had them do this instead.
They also said that they told their homeroom teacher, what fucking elementary school has homeroom?
I had homeroom.
In elementary school?
Dude, I had homeroom all the way through high school.
Well, obviously you have it in high school, but your teacher in everything up until middle school, you're supposed to have one teacher.
I had multiple teachers.
Why do you have? You should not have
Mrs. Schermeister when I was like fourth grade. We would
should
go from
have
one class to another.
Elementary school kids wandering around. That's so weird.
After second grade, because I went to 3 schools. I had elementary, which was consolidated K through 2. Then I had meeting house 3 through 5.
That's all.
Then I had middle school 6 through 8. Yeah. And then I had high school 9 through 12. So
we didn't start walking around to class until middle school.
It was third grade when I started. So it was still technically elementary school, but it was a second school. We had consolidated school, which was our K through 2. Then I went to meeting house Hill School, which was 3 through 5. Then the middle school, which was attached to the high school 6 through 8, and then the high school 9 through 12.
Why do you need separate schools for K through 2?
It's how we did things in fancy New Fairfield.
So what are you in third grade? 7, 8? What were you?
You're probably like what? 5 turning 6 in kindergarten, 6 turning 7 in first, 7 turning 8 in second, 8 turning 9 in third.
You shouldn't have 8-year-olds wandering fucking hallways.
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree. I had never heard that until middle school.
So this lady, monster, she also made anti-Semitic comments saying that the Germans did this because the students were like, why would the Germans do this to the Jewish people? And she said they did this because the Jews ruined Christmas.
Did we ever get taught about the Holocaust? Like, I mean, I'm Jewish, so I knew what it was, but I don't remember having the cognitive ability to be like, hey, why were they doing this?
I honestly don't remember in school ever being taught about the Holocaust. I actually had heard about it, learned about it, and it kind of got broached when they talked about World War II and things like that. But I don't think they ever delved into the sheer atrocities of
You're not
what
old
Hitler
enough to
was
comprehend that stuff. I remember our 4th grade teacher brought us into the 5th grade classroom to hear the OJ verdict on the radio. And I remember kids were like, yeah, he's innocent. He's awesome. He's like a great football player or whatever. And like nobody knew.
That's because they loved him in the Naked Gun movies.
Nobody knew what was going on. We're in 4th grade and everyone's like, yeah, he's probably innocent. He probably didn't do it. Like why would you taking us? I guess because it was of historical significance. So the teacher was probably like, we want to remember where you were when you heard this.
I remember.
Very odd for
I was
elementary school.
When Columbine happened, which was in 98, we were in what, 6th
Wasn't that 99?
I thought it was 98, maybe 99.
Oh, look, you keep talking.
So we were in what, 6th or 7th grade, right? Give or take.
Yeah.
Maybe 8th. I'm trying to think what grade we were in. We were like 12, 13.
It was 99. So it was
so 13. Right, so we were probably 8th grade, 7th grade, 7th or 8th. So that happened in April. What was it? April 20th?
April 20th of 99. So our freshman year in high school was 2000. So weird.
8th grade.
Yeah.
So we were in 8th grade. So this happened in April. And then my school, we had like a fire drill or a fire alarm went off in like May, a couple weeks later. And I remember my teacher at the time, we were in social studies class. She's like, all the kids are lining up to go out for the fire drill. She's like, I'm going to have you stand in front of me so I don't get shot in case this goes wrong. And like, she said it as a joke and I laughed, but thinking back on it, what the actual fuck? And this is 22 years later now. I'm thinking back, like, what fucking teacher says that to a child? And I was 13. I was a teenager, but I'm still a child.
The fuck? How old was your teacher?
She had to be in her
Fucking
60s.
Dumb. I'm trying to think. What were we?
Mrs. Joya was her name. Mrs. Joya.
April of 99.
She's probably dead
That's
now,
the end of
bitch.
7th grade, I think.
End of 7th going into 8th.
But we're still in 7th because it's April. We're in
7th grade,
7th
going
grade.
8th grade. Yeah.
That's not who jokes with a 7th grader like that.
Yeah, like, and obviously I
don't remember anything about Columbine
don't
other
like,
than hearing about it, not at school.
And I don't remember having like the fear that children probably have now going to school. The parents of sending their kids to school with, you know, an atrocity happening every other day.
We didn't have any of that. We didn't practice hiding under desks and shit.
We started practicing bomb drills, like stuff like that.
Fairfield.
We did a lot of that
stuff. Who's gonna bomb fucking New Fairfield anyway?
I mean, maybe old Fairfield.
You guys with fucking your crack problem or whatever it was, cocaine in your high school.
There was a big cocaine, heroin too.
That's insane.
I remember one time
nothing in Fairfield.
In geometry class, some dude was just doing a line of coke in the back. It wasn't me. I was sitting next to him. I was like, I gotta get out of this class. I never sat in the back ever again.
Where does a fucking I couldn't even tell you where to go get drugs when I was in high school. I have no idea.
I mean, I was probably 15. The guy was, I think, like a junior or a senior at that point. So I think he had stayed back. He was probably like 22. He bought it himself. So
even
back to the anti-Semite teacher.
To the future?
So librarian. And you had said it. She asked the kids not to say anything about it. They immediately told their homeroom teacher, because who wouldn't?
These third graders are way smarter than I think I am now.
These kids are narcs, apparently, which they should be.
What are you doing? Like, how fucking dumb are you?
This gets good. This is how dumb this woman is. So it's also dumb how bad this school system probably is, or how much they do their research. So she's suspended pending a leave, or she's put on leave pending an investigation. Obviously, reporters started doing more, investigating of who this woman is and stuff like that. She was from New Jersey. Bitch. She lost her teaching license for 3 years in the state of New Jersey after she was found guilty of theft and falsifying records in 2013. So she started working at this school in DC in 2014. So she's been at this school district for 7 years because she left New Jersey.
So they don't do any research. It's like a cop who gets fired from one apartment and goes to a different state and gets a gun and a badge in another one.
So
they don't do
the
any
reason why she lost her teaching license in the state of New Jersey for 3 years was guilty of theft and falsifying records, because she was overcharging the school district over $24,000 by the end of it for tutoring after the tutoring had already ended. So the tutoring was done, jail? And saying, still tutoring, getting and milked $24,000.
Isn't that kind of like embezzling? Shouldn't you be in jail?
Yeah, like that. Like she just pulled a freaking fake tutoring scam to get 24 grand, which, by the way, also in 2019, while she's employed at this, Watkins Elementary School.
Where was this, DC?
In the DC area. So 2019, she was cruelty to animal charges. She was brought up on for leaving her dog outside to die in the bitter cold.
You're just the worst type of person.
And they also, she's a terrible, fuck everything about this woman. So, she did that scam. She's doing, the anti-Semite thing with the kids. You know how much money she makes a year as a librarian? You should go back to school to become a librarian, bro.
Does she make more than the teachers?
How much do you think she makes as a librarian?
50 grand.
Higher.
Why are you getting paid more than some teachers? 75?
Higher.
That's ridiculous. No, that's bullshit.
What do you think?
Who still goes to the library? It's in a school. Anyone can do that. Where's that book? Hey, let me look on the computer. Oh, row B, second shelf, third book. Should be there. Fuck you, bitch. What's she making, 95?
Higher.
She's making fucking 6 figures?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not guessing anymore. It's just
She's making 104K. She made 104K as a librarian.
And apparently, teachers are making 40.
I need to understand what a librarian does in the schooling to become a librarian, of why they are so much higher paid than a regular teacher. And I'm sure that there is a reason, and there's specific schooling and things you have to do, but I need to understand that.
Maybe they have to read every book in the library. And
there has to be something.
I don't understand.
And no disrespect to anyone that was a librarian. I believe my mother-in-law was actually a librarian for a time.
It's not. How is that a six-figure job? A
And I
teacher should
think
be a
my
six-figure job.
and I think my sister-in-law was thinking of becoming a librarian for a time. But I need to understand. I need to do more research on this. So shame on me for not coming to the game more prepared.
Yeah.
I need to understand what schooling a librarian needs to do and why they're so more adequately paid. It seems with this woman making 104K, or maybe she falsified her resume and they said she had a doctorate or something. I don't know. Maybe the average salary of librarian is less and she was just bilking the system more, but I need to understand that better.
The Dewey Decimal System.
Wow, nice reference.
Didn't Arnold say that in the movie? Dewey
Did he?
Decimal System. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's the story of the Nazi librarian, which if more comes out and they end up, maybe they have fired her at this point, we'll do, we'll follow up if there needs to be. But this woman is a dumb bitch. She deserves
Just
having
call
the
her a
book thrown
cunt.
at her.
I've already said it
Ooh.
like 6 times.
Have you? I haven't even heard that.
Yeah. She's a fucking cunt. That's
She's
the
see you next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday.
It's very difficult for me to go that far for somebody, but come on, you're an absolute fucking whore.
Yeah, she's the worst of the worst.
You're a fucking whore slut bitch, is what you
To
are.
children, to freaking children.
Third
having them
graders.
pretend that they were part of the Holocaust. What the actual fuck, lady? What the fuck?
I wonder, did she give grades? Like,
You
what the
didn't
fuck?
die appropriately.
You didn't kill yourself quite like Hitler did, so I'm sorry. You get a B minus.
When you were in
Fuck
the
you,
gas
bitch.
chamber, you're supposed to gasp for air. Like fuck
Yeah,
you.
you're
it's
performing. I wasn't believable that you were in a gas chamber. So
Oh.
you need to work on that.
And
It's
I
your
know
homework.
we're making light of this and we're making jokes about it, but this is
It's
fucking
dumb.
awful. Awful.
I'm so glad I'm not in school. How do these
Awful.
parents not come in and just like murder these teachers who are doing
Honestly,
this stupid
if-
shit? We
if
could have a
I
weekly
had-
segment of more on teachers.
That's very true.
Like, there's
If I
just
had
so
kids,
many.
I don't think I'd be able to send them to school. I would probably want to homeschool them.
Well, I mean, weren't you homeschooled and you ended up sleeping with your teacher?
Ooh, that's awful and disgusting and gross. No.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you told me that in confidence one time when you were drunk. So when people are drunk, they just speak the truth. So
No, usually when I was drunk, I just asked for 5 more minutes.
passed out on the floor. So do you want to play a game of Die Hard?
Sure. What do
So
we
I
got?
watched Die Hard, not a Christmas movie, but it takes place on Christmas. So if you watch it on Christmas, totally acceptable. But it's not a Christmas movie. So I haven't even seen the last 2.
Didn't Die Hard 2 take place on
This Christmas
Christmas
Eve
Eve
also.
as well? Yeah.
So I'm gonna do all 5 of these. I'm gonna ask you.
Wait. Hold on. Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance, A Good Day to Die Hard.
Was
What
the
am I
last
missing?
one?
There was
Live
one in
Fr-
between.
Live Free or Die Hard?
Which one had Justin Long in it?
I think that was Live Free. Because now these are taking a while to load.
Did
Justin
Good Day
Long.
to Die Hard? That was one with his son or whatever, right?
Yeah, they didn't look good, so I haven't seen them. So I'm gonna say Die Hard, and you know that Die Hard's a sequel, right? You've heard that.
No.
Are you serious?
The sequel to what?
A Frank Sinatra movie, and he had in his contract.
Wait. Whoa.
How have you never heard this? Even I've known this.
Whoa. Excuse me. It's a sequel?
What is Die Hard a sequel to? I don't remember the name of the movie, but I've known this for a while because it was a movie from the fucking Google. You're an idiot. Yeah, Frank Sinatra was offered the part of John McClane in Die Hard. This is like super. I gotta do research on the fly. The film is based on Roderick Thorpe's 1966 novel of the same name, which is what? The Detective. Okay, Frank Sinatra, The Detective. He was 70 when Die Hard was being produced, but he had it in his contract that he has the right of first refusal for any other movie. So they offered him to play John McClane, and he said, yeah, no, I'm going to pass. So it is a sequel to The Detective.
Was
didn't know
the
that?
character name in The Detective John McClane?
I don't know. Now I have to do more research. The Detective, 1968. Let's go to their IMDb page. Well, actually, we'll start with this one. They're gross and see what they did. Why, of all times, my computer have to be slow right now? I could
Wait.
fucking rant about this shit. So let's see. The plot of The Detective. Police detective Joe Leland, investigates the murder of a gay man. Well, I mean, I'm in. While investigating, he discovers links to official corruption in New York City in this drama that delves into the world of sex and drugs. Fuck yeah, Frank Sinatra. Let's go. He was Joe Leland,
So in what year was this movie made?
1968.
So how old? So he was in the 70s when they did the original Die Hard. So he had to be in his 40s then, if it was 20 years later.
You look up when he was born.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What year is it?
No, you look up Frank Sinatra when he was born.
He was born in 1915.
Damn, he's old. Fucking 1968.
So he was 53.
So do they really not have like a box office for this shit? Come on, man. Well, this isn't really part of the plan anyway, but there we go. All right, well, it has a budget. Seems pretty high for the 60s or 50s, whatever. 4.49 million was the box office budget. But they don't have they don't have a gross. So we'll start off with Die Hard. So that's a sequel. And this is, I think, pretty all Bruce Willis had done was like, I think, what was it? Moonlighting? He was in one of the things with Sybil Shepherd. I don't remember the name of the show. I think it's Moonlighting. What do you think their budget was for Die Hard numero uno?
The original Die Hard. This was what, 88, right?
1988.
I'm going to say, and this was obviously before big box office action movies and technology.
That's not true.
Well, what big box office budgets were there then?
You know what I mean? Like, there were big movies, but I don't mean.
No, but I'm saying like budget wise, like it's not, movies these days are costing $200 million for a budget. So I'm going to say 30 mil.
The budget was estimated at $28 million.
Oh, I was close, baby.
Then there's the gross and then the total gross, the American gross and then the worldwide gross.
So which one do you want me to give you?
And I don't know if the worldwide is just everything else but US and Canada or if it's combined, but you can go with what you think North America was.
I'm going to say this was the 80s, so inflation and all that stuff. I'm going to say what was the budget? 28, you said?
There's no, just what it was. Yeah, 28.
I'm going to say 100 mil.
In America, in North America, it grossed 83.8 million.
Oh, I was close. 83.8. So it did almost 3 times the budget.
And then worldwide, which again, I don't know if it's worldwide is including everything, including North America, or if it's just everything else. But worldwide
would include America. Worldwide would be everything.
But if they specifically give you US and Canada, I'm not sure if they're including that worldwide. I'm guessing they are, but
yeah, they are.
I don't think they're including, like, they give you worldwide plus then you add on top of America. Like, who gives a shit about Canada? How many people in Canada saw Die Hard? Really?
It's big in Canada.
I'm sure. I'd love to know just the Canadian numbers. So what do you think their worldwide gross was?
I'm going to say 137.
141.
Oh, I was close.
141.6. So that did well.
I'm guessing because obviously as years went on, movies started making more money. So I'm betting that was probably the lowest grossing Die Hard movie.
Well, it's not hard to guess considering most movies, the first one is never the highest grossing because people see it and people who don't see it, they hear about it and then everyone goes to see the second movie. So usually I would say the second movie is probably usually the best one. But I don't even remember. So if you want to take a guess with and this one, in the first 3 movies, Die Hard 2 is definitely a third for me, at least.
Yeah, I loved Die Hard with a Vengeance. I feel like Die Hard with a Vengeance doesn't get the cred that it does, but this Die Hard 2, which is that's an airport, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, Die Hard 3. I can't say I might like it better than the first one, but I don't know if it is better than the first one. The first one is so simple, but it's such a great idea. But I love him running around doing shit with Samuel L. Jackson in the third one, where he has to like play these games. So I love Die Hard with a Vengeance.
And just their chemistry between Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis.
It's the only reason why I know Chester A. Arthur is. Chester A. Arthur. All right. So what do you think the box office? So after the success of Die Hard, what do you think the box office budget for number 2 was?
They had to at least doubled it. I'm going to say 60 mil.
Close, 70. And you know how many they offered this part to like 900 people before Bruce Willis, right? Like
I did know that, but I didn't know Frank Sinatra was.
Arnold and fucking, I'm sure they offered it to Stallone and Van Damme, probably Seagal too, and they all fucking turned it down. So 70 million budget. What do you think it grossed in North America?
First one you said did like 80.
First one was 83.
I'm gonna say 190.
117.
Weesh.
So disappointing by your standards. What do you think the worldwide gross was?
Worldwide for the first one, you said was 141. So I'm going to say it was more than that. I'm going to give it 200 since I
240.
said 190. So 240. Wow.
So it did a lot worldwide.
It's pretty good.
So now Bruce Willis is a bona fide star, if he wasn't already. So then you get 95. So it was 88, 90, and then 95 for Die Hard with a Vengeance. What do you think their box office budget was? So now you're into
Second
the
one?
90s. So
Second one was 70 mil, you said, right?
yeah,
You said 90s because it's 95 now. Jurassic Park has come out. That was 93. I'm going to say 90 mil.
90 million estimated budget. So what do you think North American gross was?
North American gross. It had to be more than the 117 that Die Hard 2 got. I'm going to say 197.
Ooh, yikes. It was not as much. They only grossed 100 million in North America. So that is down from 117 from number 2.
Ooh, that's
surprising.
Not good.
So what do you think their worldwide gross was for Die Hard with a Vengeance?
I feel like when like inflation and shit comes in play here. So I want to say it got less than Die Hard 2, but I feel like it got more than Die Hard 2 then.
But their North American gross got somehow 17 million less, which is just strange.
But the worldwide gross from Die Hard 2 was 123 million more. So I'm going to say 123 million more, 202.
Not even close. 366.
Fuck right off.
So
Please tell me that is the highest grossing Die Hard film ever.
I'll find out. I don't know what the other two are. So of the first 3, obviously the first movie is like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like the first one is never, because people are like, it's new. I don't know what this is. So not everyone sees it. Then everyone sees how fucking great it is. So everyone goes. That's why I was surprised that 3 was higher grossing than 2. Because I figured after Die Hard 1, everyone would be like, this is fucking awesome. Let's all go see it. But 366 worldwide.
I want to say that's insane. 366. The first one got good reviews. Second one got good reviews. I want to say Die Hard with a Vengeance was like reviews. The fourth one got good reviews, and I think the last one got terrible reviews.
Well, IMDb has it rated. First one is an 8.2, obviously. So I think it's probably the best film. Second one got 7.1. That seems high to me.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing really redeeming about it. And the third one is 7.6 on IMDb. That seems, I would have probably guessed 2 was at around 6 something, 6.5, 6.6. And then let's see, I'll give you the ratings for the other 2 first. Wow, Live Free or Die Hard was 7.1. I got to see that movie. And then A Good Day to Die Hard, 5.3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the worst movie. Like
that was 2013 and Live Free was 2007. So let's see. What do you think their budget was? Now that we are in, what did I say?
2007.
So we're in the
12 years after the third one. We're in the early 2000s. The previous one you said was 90 million, which I guessed right. I'm going to say we're going big or go home. Bruce Willis coming back to the most common character of his career, 120.
110. So not that big of a jump for the budget, but over 100 million. Then what do you think their North American gross was?
Well, the first one, we went down 17 mil from 2 to 3. 127.
134.5. So people are like, all right, Bruce is back. Let's do this. Oh my God, this is the second week in a row. Randy just texted me. New episode soon? ?
Yeah, Randy.
While recording. So what do you think their worldwide gross was? Budget of 110, domestic gross 134.
I'm going to say 370.
388. So it's the highest grossing so far. So people are all about like, let's see what John McClane's been up to. And then for some reason they did another one in 2013. Let's scroll down.
Didn't that also have like the guy who played his son? He was in a bunch of fucking like action movies. What the hell was his
Jai
name?
Courtney?
Yes.
He was in Terminator. So what do you think their budget was for the 2013 fifth and I guess final I could see him doing another one just for money.
125.
Somehow went down in budget. 92.
Ooh, that's not good.
So their budget went down for some reason. Not sure why. But what do you think their domestic gross was?
I'm feeling like if budget went down, domestic gross hadn't have gone down.
Yeah, but the budget it has nothing to do with gross. They just the budget, they film the movie, then the gross.
Yeah,
So
but I feel like people are like, he's doing another fucking one of these movies, just like fucking Stallone with Rambo. I'm gonna say 102.
But I would have expected the budget to go up to make sure it's good. But
That's
their
true.
domestic gross, very disappointing. 67 million. Yeah. So what do you think worldwide was? So the lower budget, lower domestic gross somehow. I guess people were like sick of it by then.
I feel like the worldwide had to have gone down then too. I'm gonna say 297. No. 300.
You sure?
297. No, 298. 298. I'm gonna 298 final answer.
Worldwide gross 304 million.
I was still close though.
So somehow the worldwide gross was really good.
I was still close. And please tell me they're not making another one.
I mean, I probably would have heard about it, but I don't think they are.
We better not.
I got to see the other two.
A Good Day to Die Hard, the movie with Justin Long, was good. I liked that one.
Did you see the other one?
I'm pretty sure I turned it off.
That bad?
Yeah.
Poor Jai Courtney. Let's see. What is the newest Die Hard? The biggest tease for all fans was a collaboration between Bruce Willis and the Die Hard car battery company.
Excuse me?
In a mid-October 2020, a short video appeared to tease Bruce Willis' impending return to the Die Hard franchise. What? Unfortunately, it was the lead-in to, of all things, a Die Hard-themed battery commercial. I vaguely remember that.
I have no recollection of that ever.
Like, I know MacGyver, Richard Dean Anderson did a commercial for MasterCard one year. Like, people were like, oh, we're going to get a movie. But it was just that ad. But I vaguely remember that commercial. But he's already, although he's money hungry, he's the one they fired him from the Expendables because they offered him like $3 million for like 2 days work and he wanted 5 or something like that. And Stallone was like, fuck off, dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you can find that story, my computer sucks, but I'm almost positive that he wanted more money for it was like, he was already getting more millions than even days he was working. And he wanted more than that. So they were like, you know what? Piss off, dude.
Willis left Expendables 3 over 1 million a day fee demand. A source says you were close. The actor was offered 3 million for 4 days of work shooting in Bulgaria, but he said he would drop out if he didn't get 4 million.
The way you read that too is great. He's gonna drop out unless he gets 4 million. You're really gonna bitch about that over $1 million, dude? Because you got to work one day where you're not gonna get paid $1 million. Fucking kill yourself, dude.
You ready for this? God. So obviously Stallone and everybody else says no.
I want to recreate that moment. That was great. He said he was going to drop out unless he can get 4. Fucking what an idiot.
Sylvester Stallone let the world know Tuesday, this was in 2013, that Bruce Willis was out of the upcoming The Expendables 3 for being greedy and lazy.
He threw him under the butt, but good. He deserved it. Greedy and lazy. You got to work 4 days. You got to get 4 million, right? Although also, you know that movie's going to make a fuck ton. Why not just give it to him? But Stallone was probably like, fuck you, dude. Whatever.
Stallone raised eyebrows in Hollywood by tweeting. He tweeted it.
Yeah.
Willis out, Harrison Ford in. Great news. Been waiting years for this. Then following up with a second tweet reading, greedy and lazy, a sure formula for career failure.
That's actually, Harrison Ford was pretty good. I did like his character. So that's not a bad switch. Fucking Bruce Willis. Who turns that down? Really?
The Insider adds, I think Willis was pretty surprised he was replaced in 72 hours by Harrison Ford, a better actor, a much nicer person, and a more interesting direction for the film.
All right. I don't agree. I don't think the second one is true. Isn't Harrison Ford a dick?
It seems like Bruce Willis is a dick too.
Well, Bruce Willis is definitely a dick because that's what I've heard. So it's so hard to watch movies with these fucking people in it when they're such assholes. Like, I think Harrison Ford is just a grumpy old man.
Well, did you know that another freaking
No.
Indiana Jones is coming out?
Yeah, isn't this the last one?
I think so. He's like 80.
Yeah, it's gonna be him and just fucking at the home. looking for his
I
lost
have to check.
glasses.
How old is Harrison Ford?
It's
Hold on.
Harrison Ford in the lost glasses. He just walks around the nursing home trying to figure out where the fuck he left his glasses.
I can't find my glasses. Nurse, it's time for my medicine.
And he goes fucking. He has to find the medicine cabinet to take his pills every hour. It's gonna be great. Shia LaBeouf is in it.
Instead of fighting the Nazis, he's fighting incontinence.
You're
He's 79. He's turning 80 next July.
And they haven't filmed it yet, right?
No, when does I have to see now when it comes out?
Well, what was I did see the one.
I didn't see the one with Shia LaBeouf. I did not see.
You haven't seen? I just saw that. Like I want to say a couple years ago.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It was called, wasn't it?
That's the last one, right? They didn't do another one after that, or did they?
No, that was the last one. I'm seeing when the next one comes out.
But that was the last one, right? They didn't do anything after that.
Correct. That was the last one, which was in
2013, probably before that, 2008. Shia LaBeouf was still like relevant. So this is probably before 2010.
It was before his like complete breakdown, 2008.
Yeah. All right, cool. I was right. Yeah, damn. I didn't see that one until recently because I heard it was awful.
Yeah, I
mean, it was okay, but yeah, not nearly as good as the trilogy.
So the untitled fifth Indiana Jones film comes out in 2023.
God, it's probably gonna get pushed back.
Do you think Sean Connery's in it? His dad would be like 117 by now in that movie.
You know, Sean Connery's dead, right?
Yeah, whatever.
That
CGI him.
And he was fired from the film. He got too greedy. That reminded me when you were telling me about Van Halen's writing fucking right now. In fucking, I think we were in Penny in the dorm room, and you were just reading the Wikipedia page, and it was about fucking what's his face, Sammy Hagar. It's like I heard Eddie Van Halen in the other room playing piano, and I knew we were writing the same song. And it's the delivery of how you said that. It's like I never forgot that because it was so fucking stupid. So fucking
the line or my delivery of it. I think my delivery of it was pretty good.
Yeah, but like the line, and then how you were like, we were both writing the same song. Like fucking how stupid you sound. Like what a fucking cliche. Like you're a tool. Like, the funniest shit ever. And that's a great song too. But like I heard him playing the piano and I knew we were writing the same song. Like fuck out of here, dude. Oh, that's too funny. All right, you want to get into some sports? So if you're not into sports right now, I would skip a few because we got a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of sports. I had a question for you, and then we'll get into that teaser.
I'm curious what this question is.
It was on Twitter. Let me fucking pull that up. Oh God, Twitter.
The tweeter
takes an arm and a leg to get to my likes. All right, so it's the Yankees question. You can relive one New York Yankees home run in your lifetime. What would it be? And the pictures are the pretty obvious ones. I mean, if you want to try and guess, there are 6 pictures. If you had to pick 6 home runs from your lifetime, which would you put as options? I feel like
I put as options.
They're all pretty obvious. The last one might be a little obscure, not really, but it's the least relevant of the bunch. Still epic.
All right, so I think Tino's home run in the 2001 World Series.
Yep.
Brocious' home run in the 2001 World Series.
Yep.
Jeter's home run in the 2001 World Series.
Yep. And just if we were to rank those, I'd put Jeter's last.
I would put Jeter's last. I honestly don't even think I'd have Jeter's.
I will never forget the other two. Like I was sitting on my bed praying, like literally.
I don't think I would have Jeter's even on there. It's still it's probably his best moment.
I think with both of them.
So before I continue on this, which do you think is a more iconic moment in Jeter's career? That home run or the flip play, which was a few weeks before? I think the flip's more iconic.
Well, I think they play that more. But
if the flip doesn't happen, we don't win that game. Yeah. I also think if there was replay, Jeremy Giambi was safe.
No, he wasn't. He got tagged.
He was safe.
He got tagged before he even stepped down because he's a moron and didn't slide. But like that home run, I'll never forget Jeter. Like they show a close up of his arm and he's got like a fucking cut or it's like scab or some weird shit on his arm. But I remember I was pretty much, I think for Brocious for sure, I was on the bed like this, like my head down praying. Like I'll never forget screaming, waking everyone up with those fucking home. Brocious was, I don't know which one I like better, Tino or Brocious. Tino was like the first one, so you're like, holy shit. Brocious, you're like, it happened again? Are you kidding me?
He just started jumping up and down the second he made contact.
All right, so those are the first 3 that they put on there.
Well, let me just tell you, I'm surprised Byung-Hyun Kim did not commit suicide. Can I just say that? Like,
I mean, they were probably like, just wait till we lose the World Series, then you can kill yourself.
Like,
and they ended up fucking winning. So
I remember after he left that last one, Bob Brenly basically hugging him because he was inconsolable. I actually felt terrible for the guy.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Maybe now looking back, even really no.
No, even then I felt awful because I was like, I couldn't imagine the emotion that he had to be going through of like, I'm gonna get murdered.
Hey, who gives
Like,
a shit? His teammate's Kurt Schilling.
if he was a Yankee and that happened, there'd be death threats and people would be.
Well, I'm sure
Sending
all
things
like
in the mail.
15 Diamondback fans were pissed. But
Wouldn't
like,
you be?
now you just ruined what I was gonna say. You fucking dick.
You said those were the first three, right?
No, but I had a thought and you fucking
Oh.
ruined it.
had
Asshole.
it.
Oh, I would go back in time if I could change one. I would change 01 before I would change 04. I cried after 01. It was like,
We had that game. It
Hey,
was
we're winning. I remember walking down the hallway screaming 4-Pete. And ever since then, I've never ever gloated until the game was over. Any game.
it
And
was Soriano
like,
that hit that home run in Game 7. Wasn't
yeah,
it?
and I was jumping up and down 4-Pete. My dad's like, "No, relax." It's like, this is fucking over. There's no chance. And then all of a sudden we lost. And I cried for like a minute, and then I was just in shock for like.
I cried. I mean, that was just the Rivera finally failed. A
Just
little
like-
fucking blooper, a little goddamn. And didn't Tony Womack then become a fucking Yankee in 2004? I know he didn't get the game when he hit, but
I
he
don't
hit
know
that
if it was
fucking double.
04, but it was at some point after that, maybe like 07. I'll never forget. I was at a game and we had just signed him, and someone was like, "Yeah, let's go, T-Wo," and everyone's like, "You need to relax on these fucking nicknames, all right? Calm down."
I need to now look up when Tony Womack, because he hit that fucking double down the goddamn line. I know Luis Gonzalez got the little bloop over short.
Yeah, he got shelled, and it was just like bang, 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 bang. We lost out of nowhere.
2005. It was 2005.
04 was like, all right, we lost. Okay, we fucked that up. We fucked it up again. Oh boy, we fucked it up big time, and now we lost. That was more
And it's
gradual. All
over.
right, so what do you think the next three are?
Fun fact, do you know, now that I've just looked at Tony Womack was the Yankees second baseman in 2005? He sucked so bad he lost his job that season to Robinson Cano.
Yeah, he's
The rookie.
Cano. He's fucking terrible. All right, so the next one's really obvious.
The next one's really obvious.
Like,
Bucky
yeah,
Dent's home run.
from your lifetime.
Oh, from my lifetime. I'm sorry.
I
thought
just
you
said
meant
your
in general.
lifetime, so I'm sure. I don't think this guy on Twitter was around in the
Oh,
70s.
Soriano's home run. Soriano's home run in 2001?
It's the most obvious Yankee home run of your entire life.
Boones.
Yes.
Boones.
Yeah. So that's the fourth one.
It's got to be something from the 2009 playoffs. It can't, not Teixeira's walk-off home run. Can't be Teixeira's. A-Rod. A-Rod?
Yep.
A-Rod.
It's a picture of him.
Twins?
And then-
Against the Twins, wasn't it?
Yeah. We were down to Joe Nathan. Heath baby.
These babies.
And then
Number
there's one more
6.
from,
It
I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them.
okay, so I already know exactly what it's going to be.
As
Like,
you stall
there's
for
not a-
time to try to figure it out.
No, I told Kate that if this guy kept hitting home runs, we would name our firstborn after him. It's Raul Ibanez.
It's one of those home runs.
I don't know which one it was, but it has to be the one against the Orioles in the playoffs.
It looks like the catcher has an Orioles jersey on. Yeah.
Where Gary Thorne was like, he did it again.
You mean
Not the guy, Gary
Ernie
Thorne. Oh
Johnson.
my God. Yeah, Ernie Johnson.
No,
that was
was
2012,
against
wasn't it?
Tigers, because he did it. The Orioles was the first round, I think.
Oh, then he hit the grand slam in the ALCS after the game that Jeter broke his fucking ankle.
He
Walking.
hit a grand slam, did he? Because I
I
know
thought he hit a game tying grand slam.
it was definitely not a grand slam, but he hit a game tying home run off of Jose Valverde, and then we lost the game anyway. But he hit 2 home runs against the Orioles to tie it when he pinch hit for A-Rod, and then the winning home run against whoever the fuck it was. Okay, I don't think it was Britton. It was another lefty. And then the game tying home run off of Valverde, but we lost that game. It was definitely not a grand slam.
It was a
too
2-run
perfect.
home run.
That's too perfect.
It was a 2-run home
Yeah.
run.
So out of all of those,
We scored 4 runs in that 9th inning because we
Yeah.
hit 2 home runs. Who hit the other home run?
we hit 2 home runs in that. Oh,
We
I
hit
was,
2
I
home
was
runs.
thinking we were talking about the Orioles game.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
no, the
remember.
Tigers.
Oh, somebody hit a home run in the 9th before him.
Yeah.
We were down 4-0.
We were down 4-0. Russell Martin
Shara?
led the inning off with a single.
Oh,
Then the
there's
next batter
no way Teixeira was hitting behind Russell.
got out. Then the next batter,
It's like fucking Granderson or somebody. I don't even remember.
Ichiro.
Oh wow, fucking Ichiro.
Then Cano struck out for the second out. Jose Valverde got an 0-2 count to Mark Teixeira. I have no
What the
recollection of that.
What was Mark
And then
Teixeira
he-
batting ninth? What the fuck?
And then he walked Teixeira before Raul Ibanez hit a game-tying home run, forcing extra innings.
Oh, I'm guessing Teixeira was hitting third, so it was
And I'm guessing Ibanez was hitting fourth.
because he pinch hit for A-Rod.
Yep. And then Jeter broke his ankle.
That was the same game.
Yeah.
Fucking, the Tigers owned us somehow.
It was his last career playoff game for Jeter.
Pathetic. All right, so which one of those would you relive?
If I could relive, Boone's.
I feel like that because I remember I screamed we beat Boston. Like literally, I ran to Alex's room and I just screamed that. But those
Boone's.
2 World Series home runs were so fucking incredible.
Boone's, because we beat the Red Sox. Boone's.
Oh, it's so hard.
You know who's actually, honestly, you know who's I would have on there before that? Because this was in my lifetime and I actually remember it. I don't know why I didn't guess this. Jim Leyritz, 95.
Either of Jim Leyritz's home runs, his fucking one of Joe Buck's best calls.
Mark Rollers back at the track at the wall. We are tied.
Such a great call.
Also, Don Mattingly's in the 95 playoffs.
Gary Thorne is a fucking incredible announcer at everything.
I don't know why I didn't guess those.
Those
Maybe
aren't on the
because
list.
They're not. I mean, I don't.
He only posted those 6 pictures.
As-
you
as
can pick
Don
anyone you
LaGreca.
want.
As Don LeGrec would say, who you taking out? I would probably take out
Ibanez.
A-Rods. I would take out A-Rod and Ibanez.
I mean, if you can only have 6, A-Rod's led us to a World Series. At least we won that year. We didn't win in 95. We didn't win in
Jim
whatever.
Leyritz in 96, though.
Yeah, but that was a tying home run. It was I guess A-Rod's was too, but it was on the road. All these
I
other
guess
ones were
A-Rods,
at
because
home.
we were older, we could appreciate it more. We were, 10 when Jim Leyritz hit that.
Yeah, I wasn't
96.
even remotely a fan as I was.
I still was.
97 was like the first year I watched the entire season and was like,
I mean,
I'm into this now.
I think 94 was the first time I was 8 and I was starting to actually understand everything.
Terrible year.
In 96, I remember. I mean, Jesus Christ, I cried when Hulk Hogan turned heel in 98. Broke my heart, Hulk. Broke my heart. Now you're a
Well,
piece of
I
shit.
can already tell you're lying because he didn't turn heel in 98.
In 96, wow. I just said 98.
You were not watching WCW. Get out of here.
Wow, 96 Bash at the Beach, yes.
You were not watching WCW. Get the
I
fuck
made my
outta
parents
here.
get those pay-per-views because of Hulk Hogan.
Ugh.
100%.
I
100%
stayed with WWE. I never went to WCW. The only
I did
thing I
both.
would watch, I have a random VHS recording of, oh God, I don't know what pay-per-view it was. It was a fucking Dustin Rhodes and the fucking guy who played Smash in the fucking semi-trailer match where they were wrestling in a fucking truck while they were driving. I have that on VHS for no reason whatsoever. But I never watched Nitro until they went to 3 hours and I could watch the first hour before Raw. It's the only time I ever watched WCW.
When Hogan went to WCW, I was big into Hogan. I was big into Brutus Beefcake too. And then when Brutus, I honestly, as dumb as this is, when he was the character of the Zodiac in WCW, I was so stupid. I didn't realize that was him at all. My mind was blown when I
Doesn't he
when
have
I
face
learned it.
paint on?
Yeah.
Shit, you can't tell. You're fucking young and stupid.
And then when he became the disciple and he had the full beard,
You
to
can't
this
tell that's
day,
him. You can't
I
tell
still
that's
can't
him.
tell.
It
I
doesn't
still
look
can't tell that's
anything
him.
like him.
I
Fucking
still can't tell that's him.
Edward Leslie, guy should be dead.
He was on
Man.
all the steroids.
That fucking from his fucking parasailing accident.
Oh yeah,
He got knee to the face at a billion miles an hour.
he's lucky he didn't die.
He should have. Fuck. All right. Is there any football to talk about?
I mean,
Sure.
everybody has COVID. Fantasy playoffs are ruined because everybody has COVID and is on the COVID list.
A lot of my teams didn't get hit too hard, but it's do I have Kelsey on one team who could play or could not, but I'm going against him on another team? It's I don't know what to root for. I don't have a realistic shot at winning in my league where I am going against Kelsey, but I have a realistic chance in the other league where I have Kelsey. So I'm sort of I can't really be mad if I lose in the first round. My team has no business anywhere near the playoffs, so I should just be happy. But
I'm happy.
Fucking Ayuk got that touchdown at the end of the fourth quarter, which at least put me in have a chance if half of his team dies.
I mean,
you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, I mean, Cook has COVID and he's out 10 days. He's also, I'm guessing, unvaccinated because he's out 10 days.
Yep.
I lost Waller, might not play still because of his injury. I have my kicker on the COVID list. Deandre Swift, are you coming back, bro? You gonna play?
Yeah, I have him on a team. He better because I didn't play Jeff Wilson, who had 14 or 15 points. So
I mean, the one thing that it's not gonna be my saving grace because George Kittle didn't go off like I wanted him to. With Cook out, I'm now starting James Robinson.
Weren't you starting him anyway?
No, he was on my bench. Now,
For who?
Joe Mixon might not play, but James Robinson is going to get such a heavy workload because Carlos Hyde is on IR.
Yeah, but Carlos Hyde sucks.
Yeah, but they kept giving him the goddamn ball.
Did they though? I know early in the season they did. So there's that. Kyle O'Reilly debuted.
Well, hold on. I do have a little late breaking NFL news.
Really?
Because of injuries, Andy Dalton is injured. Justin Fields suffered an ankle injury in the game on Monday. Nick Foles getting the start for the Bears on Sunday. I forgot he was still on the fucking team.
How many teams have 3 quarterbacks? Like, seriously, what are they doing? Like 3 quarterbacks who are like actual quarterbacks.
The Cowboys
not Mike Glennon.
Quarterbacks. The Cowboys have 3 quarterbacks, but
no,
I mean
like real quarterbacks.
Real quarterbacks.
Like
not many.
Nick Foles, Super Bowl. Andy Dalton started. Like, why even have Nick Foles? Like, what are you doing?
And their backup quarterback is going to be some young
guy, the Asian QB.
Well, Nagy has not ruled out using Justin Fields as the backup, but they have somebody named Ryan Willis.
Yeah, no.
On the practice squad.
No clue. Absolutely no fucking clue. Kyle O'Reilly debut, and the crowd went mild. Because they do the thing in wrestling where like you zoom in on the person so you don't see any of the background, but you hear all the fans. So you're like, okay, he's coming. So they got crazy for that. And then when he started beating up, who the fuck did he beat up? Orange
Cassidy.
Literally silence. Nobody cared.
You know, on Dynamite before the week before, Adam Cole was teasing to the Young Bucks he had a Christmas surprise for them. We all knew it was going to be Kyle O'Reilly. I had texted you earlier on Wednesday, being like, if it's not Kyle O'Reilly, they should get shit on because they've teased it and you're expecting it. But okay, so he debuted. He is with Bobby Fish again. Red Dragon's back. They're going to obviously tease some dissension with the Bucks being unhappy that Cole brought him in, and they're going to, fight over Adam Cole's love.
Well, they basically showed that they were pissed. They were like,
"Is that going to be the swerve where they're about to fight and then they all hug? Like, is it going to be like the finger poke of doom, the AEW moment?
You can't have the Elite be all those because those Red Dragon's not the Elite, and people are like, you're rehashing NXT, and then I see people are like, no, they were in a stable together. They've done this before NXT. It's like, no, Red Dragon is a tag team. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly were in a tag team. They were never in a stable together outside of NXT. And somebody tweeted a picture. It was Red Dragon,
and it had Matt Taven,
Cole, and Taven. And I was like, this was just a picture of their champions. This was never a stable. If there's anyone who knows what Matt Taven's done, I know he was not in a stable with fucking Red Dragon. Trust me. And then the guy blocked me. So it's like they're just rehashing what they did in NXT.
Taven was in a stable with Cole, though, wasn't he?
They were in the Kingdom. The original Kingdom.
It wasn't the original Kingdom. And Matt Hardy was in that.
Apparently he was in it for a little bit, but like the Kingdom that I remember was just Cole, Taven Bennett, Maria, and that was it. That was the 4 of them. Like, that was cool. Maybe. Like, Adam Cole and Matt Taven were in a stable together. Like,
well, now if we really want to get crazy and wild, you have the Young Bucks and Kyle and Bobby vying for Adam Cole's love. Let's get Taven and Mike Bennett in there and make it 3-way for Taven or for Cole's love.
I would actually be into that. But like
at this point, might as well.
This was a while ago, but I've seen Red Dragon and the Young Bucks have a match, and it was fucking awesome. Like, I love Red Dragon. The first 2 Ring of Honor shows I went to, they won the tag titles. So it was like, I'm hooked.
Really?
Yeah, they beat the American Wolves in the main event.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Or the Young Bucks. It was one of them. They beat the Young Bucks and the Wolves. I can't remember which was which. But I was like, this is the fucking coolest team ever.
I remember one of the NEW shows we went to. It was the Hardy Boys against the Young Bucks.
No, wasn't it Matt Hardy and Alberto?
Was it? I thought it was the Hardy Boys.
I don't think I've seen Jeff. I don't know if I've seen the Hardy. I know the Young Bucks fought.
Oh God, maybe it was Matt
Alberto,
Hardy,
El Patron, and Matt.
It was in Waterbury.
Yeah, is that the one where you slipped? Where you slipped on the ice after we left? I literally walked to the parking lot and searched for my car for I think at least 20 minutes. I couldn't find my car. I almost called.
It was impossible, like to fucking find the way they had the parking. It was Waterbury High School.
Yeah. I was literally almost going to cry. I was like, I don't know where I parked. Where the fuck is Ramey? I'm scared. And then you told me you fell and busted your ass on the ice, and I missed it.
Because it was icy. It was very icy that night.
I miss those.
So Kyle O'Reilly debuted in AEW. great. He's going to be 4th, 5th, 9th, 12th fiddle.
I just hold on. I just saw an NEW wrestler on a Magic Spoon commercial.
Which Magic?
Did you ever see
which Magic Spoon?
Did you ever see Mike Verna wrestle for NEW?
Yes.
I swear to God, he was just on a commercial. That's the weirdest fucking thing ever. Because he's one of Jared's guys now. So like,
isn't his like Man of Steel Mike Verna or
something like that? Yeah. I think his name
Cold Steel Chuck O'Neill.
Cold Steel Chuck O'Neill. I kind of miss that guy now.
Is it weird that I remembered that? Doesn't Mike Verna kind of look like a more jacked Austin Aries? If I'm remembering the guy,
he's got an IMDb page, so that I think that was him. But he's with Jared now, so like, fuck Jared. But what were you saying? I have a question. I saw a tweet where somebody was like, Kyle is comfortable being with Bobby or with Adam because he knows that's sort of his ceiling. And I don't know if I agree with that, but it kind of has a point because he went on a singles run in ROH. He was champion for very little, but like,
and he could have had a good singles run in NXT.
I don't see them pushing him.
Actually, you know what? He couldn't have had a good singles run in NXT. If it was the old black and gold NXT, he could have. He could have been champion. NXT 2.0.
I think his run as a feud with Cole showed that he could be a singles guy, but he's never going to be champion in I almost said TNA. What's the name of that stupid show? Dynamite. Fucking AEW. I just had a fucking stroke. Jesus Christ.
He could be TNT champion. He's never going to be world champion.
There's no way they're going to push him. Look what they're doing with Cole, and they're fucking dragging their feet. Like, I get it. There's only one title. You can't give it to everybody. But like, what is Adam Cole doing? Like, come on.
At some point, you're going to get Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks versus the Hardys versus Pride and Power.
I'll be honest. If you give me the Young Bucks and Red Dragon, I will fucking watch. I will be excited about that. And I hate the Young Bucks, but they're and it's also like, when did I see them? 2014 maybe ish. So it's been they're old now, but like that match will be fucking awesome.
And let's be real though. I mean, it's another guy that AEW signed.
They're just rehashing stuff that worked in WWE.
They're going to be on Dynamite for a few weeks, but the second that, maybe a few months, but the second that the whole Young Bucks thing doesn't,
story ends
over with, when that story, they're going to be on Dark and Elevation every week. Because, who got signed a few months ago? Tony Nese. And he was sitting in the crowd and all that. He had that big TNT title match against Sammy Guevara. That's his only TV match.
Yeah, of course it is.
He's had 5 other matches, all on Dark and Elevation. It's going to be another person that's not going to be on TV.
I like Kyle a lot, but I don't. They acted like they fucking signed Hulk Hogan. Like,
but if he'd say it in NXT, it'd be another person that can't do anything.
That's what it seems like. Most of the people are like, they suck. AEW stands are like, they sucked in NXT. Who cares? You're in the fucking minor leagues. But as soon as they signed, they're the fucking greatest thing ever.
Well, just like Kevin Owens, when he re-signed, it's he's a fat piece of shit. And then if he signed in AEW, oh my God, it's Kevin Steen.
But like, part of me is like, all right, I like having the Undisputed Era back together. It's awesome. The other part of me is just like, you're just copying NXT. And to me, NXT, when it was black and gold, it was just better than what I was getting on Dynamite. Like,
and I mean, this is great for Bobby Fish because he's nothing without Kyle O'Reilly.
But like,
I'm just going to say it. He's nothing.
What do you expect Tony to do? Like, that's the best thing to do. It worked in NXT, incredible. So of course he's going to do that. That's the logical thing to do. But don't act like it's fucking. It's already
novel. It's never happened before. It's better in AEW.
They were ROH guys. They'd never a stable. So stop it. And nobody watched ROH. Like your little niche group was fucking, that's who you pander to, but nobody in the fucking grand scheme of wrestling fans know anything about ROH. Like, they were never a stable. They were in tag team. They wrestled each other. Fine. But NXT put them on the map as the Undisputed Era.
When Kyle and Bobby were in NXT, before, like when Cole and they first got together, they were not called Red Dragon though, were they?
They don't own that.
That's annoying.
I guess they must have bought that from Ring of Honor. Well, speaking of that, I hope WWE buys their library. Put that on the network. That's awesome. But they must have paid. Well, they paid for Bobby Fish's theme, which they use as Red Dragon, and they literally called him Red Dragon, right?
I thought so.
And it's REDRAGON. Do you know why?
No.
I don't know if it's a shot or if it's like a tribute to Davey Richards, DR. So that's why the DR is capitalized.
Oh, interesting.
But I'm assuming they bought the name Red Dragon because that would be cool. I hope they put them on TV every week. I'll fucking watch. and I'll be excited for that.
Well, let's put it this way, and
but it's not this new. Like, can Tony Khan book new stuff? Like, I don't know.
He doesn't even book the fucking people that he has. He's just rehashing old.
But I mean, like, can he come up with his own ideas? You're just putting like stuff NXT already did, and you have the Elite. And somebody said, like, if you don't have the Elite, you have like nothing on Dynamite. Like, somebody said they were sick of seeing the Elite and their shit. And it's like, what else do you have besides them? Those are like your main draws.
Well, now you got Hangman as the champion. Hangman,
which I like. I'm fine with Hangman. I got nothing against Hangman except I didn't like the draw. But then you're doing the rematch so soon. I was expecting it to be like later in the year. But
well, they're trying to do it. It makes sense why they're doing it so soon because it's the first episode on TBS when they shift from TNT to TBS.
And so you just did I'm not a fan of a draw leading to the champion just to retain because there's no way he's losing, right?
What if they're
really going to have Brian win? And
no, but what if they do another 60-minute time limit and then it goes to the judges?
Oh, I forgot about that.
What if that actually happens?
Is it a real thing? Like,
I thought so. I could have just made that up, but I swear to God, I thought they said it was going to be a 60-minute time limit and they're going to get judges.
You need to, because I don't know if they actually said that. So I think you might have made that up, but I have no idea. I wasn't paying attention. So you have to, non-podcast related, you have to just find that out and tell me.
I will tell you that. But let's say that is the stipulation. It's going to end in a goddamn draw.
That's horrendous.
Again, and that's going to go to the judges if that actually happens.
But how did you come up with that? Like, what? Did they say something about judges?
I swear to God, Bryan Danielson said something about judges. I swear to God.
Yeah, you have to find out now. I don't care if people don't like wrestling listening to this podcast. I need an answer to this because that's such a stupid stipulation. Because you think the logical step after a draw would be no fucking time limit. You do a match with no time limit. So I guess I'll take over while you're researching. So Red Dragon, I have a boner for. I'm super into Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
But Bobby Fish is useless without Kyle O'Reilly.
I'm very petty because I'm pretty sure I unfollowed all of them once they left NXT on social media because like I don't care enough to follow your shit other than the half an hour you're on my television. I'm very petty. I chose sides. I chose NXT, but I don't blame them. I'm not mad at them for leaving. I get why they left. Just because people seem to think that just because Cole's now wrestling in front of actual arenas, that he's like somehow in this much better place. You're wrestling in front of an actual arena. Great. But your booking is worse. So I don't know how that makes it better because he's not.
No, I think
he's a fucking joke. He's really a fucking joke. And he was literally the face of the entire brand in NXT. Now he's a fucking joke.
I mean,
I can't wait for him to be like the guy and get away from the Young Bucks and actually do shit he's supposed to do because he's awesome.
He went from feuding with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and Christian to now feuding with the Best Friends.
That's fucking awful. Like, there's got to be more. Like, I like Jungle Boy, but like Best Friends, like that's the feud you're doing with Adam Cole after one of the best runs in wrestling. And then when Gargano goes there, for fuck's sake. Oh my God, how hard is this to find, man?
So it says,
what does it say?
Danielson will get his rematch against AEW champion Hangman Adam Page on the first AEW Dynamite of the new year, which also happens to be the show's first episode to air on its new home network of TBS. To prevent the match ending in a draw again, judges will be present to make a decision in the event no man can finish the fight.
Oh my God. How can you possibly defend another 60-minute draw? And even if the judges, because I could see the judges giving Hangman, like, let's just say it's, how do you think they would do it? Like per fucking in thirds, like let's just say it's a 1 to 3 scale. And it's like Brian 2-1, Hangman 2-1, and then fucking Hangman 2-1. It's like, I've lost by a point. It's bullshit. And then you can have Brian tirade over it weeks and weeks and weeks, and you get a third match. But if they do a draw with a judge's draw, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
So
literally, I will fucking kill you. That's just such stupid. And Dave Meltzer will give it 48 stars, and I'll fucking.
It says the American Dragon, Brian. It was the American Dragon, Brian Danielson. The American Dragon, Red Dragon. There's too many dragons. Too many cages. There's too many dragons. I can't handle it.
The American Red Dragon.
That'd be a nice stable. He then proposed a stipulation for the rematch that a panel of 3 judges be at ringside to determine a winner if the match goes to another draw.
I'm sorry. Awful.
Page accepted, then promised the judges wouldn't be needed as he'd get the job done this time around.
Well,
so it's going to be 3 wrestling legends. So I'm guessing Bret Hart's going to be one of them.
Oh, I better not. But I feel like you don't have judges unless you're going to need them. Could you imagine if they did a judges and it was like he beat him in 45 minutes and they don't need the judges? Or they do that and it's like Daniel Bryan was leading on all their scorecards, so he can bitch about that or whatever. But
God, that'd be terrible. I mean,
now I'm just angry. We need to wrap this up because I'm annoyed.
Well, now, who's going to be the 3 judges? I'm guessing DDP is going to be one because he's boys with
probably Arn Anderson with
Arn
his Glock.
Anderson, and I'm going to say Bret Hart.
No,
or would it be Arn and Tully and Ric Flair? Oh God, what if it's Ric Flair?
It's just and this is all on TV, right? Not a pay-per-view.
Yeah, on TBS. First episode on TBS, January 5th.
What if it's like Taz and Tony or some stupid shit like that?
Legends, not losers.
That's true. All right. Do you want to hear this Arnold story I found before?
Yeah,
you
please.
Tell me about. So I was just on TMZ looking at random stupid shit, and of course I fucking hate this computer. So it was a nice. Caitlyn Jenner had surgery. I don't know if you care about that. Arnold Schwarzenegger early Christmas gift for homeless veterans. Check out their new homes he donated. So he bought or had built 25 tiny homes he bought for them, and they're installed now. He says it was fantastic to spend some time with our heroes and welcome them into their new homes. Exactly like that. Schwarzenegger also shared a photo of the homes, selfies with the veterans. So he bought 25 tiny homes for veterans. Just like
that's awesome.
I feel like Arnold has taken like a turn for the better since he was governor and he had that stupid gay marriage should be between a man and a woman fucking botch. And ever since Trump became president, he's sort of come out as like Arnold's like a voice of reason. So
he's like a natural conservative.
Like I know
psychopath conservative.
I know he's not like the best guy. He has some like groping allegations and stuff, but I fucking love Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I just thought that was a nice story of how he's doing something good. 25 tiny homes he bought for veterans.
That's kind of cool.
So just wanted to share that because I love Arnold.
That is
now
cool.
You give us this fucking bullshit teaser that we have to wait a whole week for.
It's kind of tying in sports and true crime. So Randy Woodfield, you ready for this teaser?
Who is Randy Woodfield?
With the 428th pick in the 1974 NFL draft, because the NFL draft used to be 17 rounds.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The Green Bay Packers selected Randy Woodfield, a wide receiver out of Portland State University.
Wait, what did you say? It links sports and true crime?
Yep.
Oh, so he fucked someone.
So
now I got
a wide receiver out of Portland State University.
What year?
1974.
So
17th round, 428th pick. This was a man who would go on to become one of the most violent serial killers in U.S. history.
Wow. Did he play in the NFL?
He was drafted in the NFL by the Green Bay Packers in 1974.
But did he play?
Guess you'll have to find out.
What the fuck? Because if he played and then became a serial killer, that adds like a whole nother layer to it.
His life was shrouded in run-ins with the law and troubled.
I thought you said his wife.
No, his life. Well, who knows? But troubled youth going into college and some weird incidents that happened. Drafted in the NFL. His NFL career was very short. And we will get into more as I research more on the fact that this man went from the NFL to a serial killer. He was actually a well-known serial killer.
You know what I forgot? I still have to do an unusual death segment.
You do?
I forgot. I was going to end with that, and then you're on this day. But so you want to give me a year?
All right. So
I wonder if I can find a month. I was going to say maybe something in December.
I'm going to kick it old school. I'm going to say between.
No betweens. Between two ferns?
We'll say, nice. We'll say between 1910 and 1920, because I don't want to pick a specific year because I'm worried we're not going to have something in that year. So I'll say let's say 1915 and 1920.
1915 to 1920?
Yeah.
So I have...
Maybe there's anything in December.
I have 16, 19, and 20. The 16 is
19,
a pretty long paragraph. The other two are pretty short.
And 20. Let's go with 19.
Even though the first one is the most comprehensive one. Because this one, 1919 is like one sentence. It is pretty good, though. So you want to go 1919?
Let's go 1919.
You're gonna this one. I think you can do a lot of research on because this is not a person. This is a victims of the Great Molasses Flood.
Excuse me?
The
Wait,
victims
whoa.
of the Great Molasses Flood, January 15th, 1919.
The Great Molasses. Okay.
So this is good. And we're going to get one sentence and then you're going to have to tune in next week to hear more about it. 21 people were killed and 150 injured in the Great Molasses Flood when a large tank of molasses burst in Boston's North End. That's all you get. That's all they have right there. So how big of a fucking tank had to burst for 21 people to die and 150 to get hurt?
The Great Molasses Flood. Oh my God. And it's kind of ironic because Kate, obviously for Christmas, we were making a gingerbread cake and gingerbread cookies that have molasses in it. I had to buy molasses yesterday at the store. That stuff is really thick too. So I can see that being like, oh God.
But like how large of a tank, like if it explodes, like I'm interested to see how did they die from burns? Did it
that's one more. Like, did they drown? Did
like 100-pound ball of molasses fall on people's heads? Like,
did they suffocate? Like, how fast was the molasses moving? Because they said molasses flood, so then it had to be like flowing, right?
Oh, that's true. But it burst. So I'm assuming the people driving the truck probably died from that. But then like molasses is slow. What the fuck? Very interesting. But there's a whole Wikipedia page on it that you can do the research on, and it's got it's got the list of people who died. I'm not going to look at this. I'm going to let you do it. Yeah, the Great Molasses Flood of 1919. So stay tuned next week for that.
I am very interested in that. That I don't even understand.
We have some follow up next week. So next week we'll start off with the follow up to this and Randy Woodfield.
I like it.
You want to hit us with our closing segment of On This Day?
All right, so we have, in the spirit of Christmas, I'm not going to do any deaths that happen on this day because it's going to be happy things.
No, fuck that.
Now
we're going to told you people who died. I need to hear people who died on Christmas.
No, there's no one who died. We're going to give you 2 birthdays though today.
I might just shut off the podcast.
No, so on this day,
people had to have died on Christmas Eve. I want to.
We're not going to go over Christmas Eve deaths, man. We're not going over Christmas Eve.
You're telling me Christmas Eve deaths. That's what this podcast is. Don't make me look it up. This is your segment. If I am not telling,
I'm going to tell you some Christmas Eve birthdays.
I don't want to hear birthdays. Who gives a shit who was born on Christmas Eve? I want to know who died a day before Christmas.
Did you know?
I want to hear that
Anthony Fauci was born on this day.
I mean,
Dr. Fauci.
You could tell me fucking your dad was born on this day, and I've lost all interest. I don't like.
Well, you know who else was born on this day?
I might delete the segment from this podcast. Who? Who? I believe I just did a New Day thing.
Ricky Martin turns 50 today.
He's 50?
He's 50. He was born in 71. And honestly, he hasn't come out with an album in like 6 years.
He came out though.
That's nice. I had no idea he was 50.
Although if looking back, he's been around for a long time. It feels like he should be around that age, but
yeah, he was never mid 90s, late 90s.
He was in Menudo, your favorite band.
So also on this day, Karl Donitz died in 1980. He was a German admiral who briefly succeeded Adolf Hitler as head of state in May of 1945.
Karl Donitz?
Karl Donitz.
I thought you said Karl's. I was like, whoo.
Karl's Donuts died.
Karl's Donuts.
Donuts. It's German. I don't know how to pronounce that, but he was a German admiral, and he was actually the first successor after Adolf Hitler in 1945.
Really?
He didn't get like killed or anything. He just died because he was old.
Interesting.
Kind of unfortunate. He died of a heart attack.
That's a good death. Fuck that guy.
He was the last German officer with rank. He was honored by many former servicemen and foreign naval officers who came to pay their respects at his funeral.
Yeah, could you imagine honoring a guy like that in Hitler's fucking regime? Who else died?
Also, that's the only death I'm giving you, but I have 2 things that actually happened on this day.
I mean, I'm starting next week's podcast with Christmas Eve deaths. So you can either give them to me now or we're going to start with that.
I usually only give you 1 or 2. I gave you 1.
You gave me 1 and it's somebody nobody's ever heard of.
There's not many that I've actually heard of, to be honest with you.
Then give me anyone. I need 1 more at least.
You need 1 more? Really? Why do you need 2?
Because I wanted a bunch. That's like it's just a
Yeah,
No, it's
I'll
not a
give you
funny death,
deaths
but
when
it's
there's
like-
actually people who have died that have actually.
Well, you
like,
didn't say
been-
that. You just said like you weren't giving me any deaths. Like there were 50 and you won't give me any. If there aren't any, then that's fine. But
Oh, there are.
you-
I just don't know who the people are.
that's fine. We can learn. This is an all-inclusive podcast. We don't just
So a Japanese actor, Toshiro Mifune,
how have you
died
not
on this
heard of
day in
him?
1997. You have not heard of him.
How have you not heard of him? He was in fucking Washi Washi. How do you not know
that
what
was
is?
racist? That was not even
Family
accidentally
Guy,
racist.
Mr. Washi Washi. That's racist.
So he portrayed Miyamoto Musashi in
Yeah.
the Samurai trilogy.
I don't know. I know this already.
He was also Lord Tanaga in the NBC television miniseries Shogun.
You've never seen the Samurai trilogy?
You're just being an asshole.
It's on
now.
TBS every weekend.
No, it is not. No, it is not. He died of multiple organ failure in 1997 at the age of 77.
It's a pretty good life.
Fucker.
See that I want to learn stuff. Tell me more people who died.
I'm not telling you more people who died. Kate said the segment's too long. She gave me feedback.
Yeah, well, your fucking segments suck. On this day is really too long. You tell us like things that have happened. It's interesting. That's how we learn.
Well, do you want to know two things that happened on this day?
I honestly don't think that this segment's too long. I mean, it
Well, I
could be.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. There's sometimes I drone on a little bit too much, but
Well, I mean, if you
So,
just told me the deaths, we would have been done with the podcast by now.
that's true. So on this day in 1814,
Oh.
the Treaty of Ghent was signed, which officially ended the War of 1812 between the United States, the United Kingdom, and their allies. But this is kind of bullshit. So they signed the treaty on this day in 1814 to end the War of 1812. The war actually didn't end until February after the treaty was ratified by Congress. The fuck are you waiting for, Congress, to ratify the war ending? You're gonna let them fight for 2 more goddamn
Well,
months?
haven't some like amendments taken like 50 years to like ratify? Like Alabama was like,
Yeah, there's some
civil
amendments
rights
that
or
are
some
still just
shit.
waiting to be ratified and stuff.
it's fucking
But
dumb.
also on this day, Christmas Eve, 1988, a group of terrorists led by Hans Gruber took the employees of Nakatomi Plaza hostage during their Christmas party to steal $640 million in negotiable bearer bonds.
Were they terrorists though?
They were, I think,
Thieves,
just,
right? Pretending to be terrorists?
pretending to be terrorists because they were really trying to steal. That's a valid point because they were trying to steal the negotiable bearer bonds in the Nakatomi vault. But off-duty NYPD police officer John McClane, who had flown to LA to spend Christmas with his estranged wife and children, he managed to slip away from the terrorists
He
and
helped.
started a one-man war with help from Al
I was
Powell.
going to say with help from Carl Winslow. He had a little bit of moral support from Carl Winslow. Can you believe he played a cop and then immediately went into playing a cop?
I mean, he's very typecast into the really good role that he was good at.
I kind of love Reginald. We're going to talk about Family Matters next week. I'm going to put that on there because
You know what?
a lot of
Just
people
bring
don't
this
know
up.
some stuff about Family Matters.
Well, did you know I randomly started thinking about Reginald Vell Johnson the other day?
I watch
'Cause
him every morning.
I remember that one Family Matters episode where he was running on the treadmill at the gym and there
I
was
ju-
a bomb on it.
I remember because I just seen an episode. It's on TBS like early, like when I wake up early,
Like
it's like
6,
5,
5:30,
6
6 a.m.,
a.m.
yeah.
Yeah. There was one where it's like Sergeant was making fun of him for being fat and having him run and stuff. But yeah, that show did not originally start out how it ended. And it's like from where it began to where it ended, it's fucking yeah. We're going to talk about
Yeah.
Family Matters. I'll do research.
Sold.
So yeah, so stay tuned. Next week we have an unusual death follow up for the Molasses flood. Randy Woodfield, NFL serial killer, didn't just kill it on the field, killed it off the field, and Family Matters. So we've already got a lineup for next week. So Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope tomorrow is great for everyone. Stay safe and thank you for listening. And don't forget to watch YouTube if you want to see the stupid ass Jason thing I got.
If you want to see my sweet,
Yeah, show that
Christmas
one
sweater.
more time. This is the only pussy I'm going to see for a long time. Yes, it's very nice as he's doing a little dance. So this is definitely a video. YouTube.com/Awesome Lorenzo Bros. Merry Christmas, everyone.
good night. Santa's coming soon.